Welcome to You Can Do It. Today we're going to be working on a three-phase motor, and we're going to be changing it from a star three-phase setup to a delta. Now what does that mean? That basically means we're going to go from a 400 volt three-phase system to a 230 volt three-phase system. So the first thing is just to make sure that your motor can actually do that. So if you actually look at there, if you can get that plate there, look, it says 230 400. If I can get the light right here. So in a star configuration, which is done like that as a little sort of triangular star, that's a 400 volts. And if you put it as delta, which is a triangle, and it's 230. Now this is a motor that's come from my lock splitter, wood lock splitter. Now it's originally, as I say, three-phase star, which means it needs to have a 400 volt three-phase supply. Now I don't have that, I only have a single-phase supply. And what I'm doing is using a variable frequency drive to change my single phase to three-phase 230. So I now need to change this from star configuration to delta configuration. So first things first, you take off your screws here to get your plate. And see, now here you've got your terminal block, and you can see that it's in, this is what, if you see it like that with the loop between there, then you know you're in star configurations. Now you've got 6 points here. Now 2 of them, they're always basically, you've got 3 windings for the 3-phase. So normally that's one winding, yeah, that's another winding, and that's another winding. So the way you find that is you need to disconnect, first of all we need to disconnect all these here, and then we can quickly check the windings. Now this was actually redone for us by a brilliant electrical motor service place, because there was a fault. Not the windings were good, but there's actually fault in the supply to the windings, so they've actually rewired it. And what they've done is they've rewired it all up in three-phase 400, and I need it three-phase 230, so that's why I'm changing it now. So I'm just going to undo these here. We'll take these little plates off. Okay, I'll state the obvious, but make sure that this is not plugged in or it's not powered up before you start working on this. Obviously not powered up at all, it's disconnected. So look, I've taken those totals off there. So now you'll always get 3. So if you take one of these off, look, I've got one there, take another one off there. Look, and they give you 3 because you need 3 to put it into delta configuration. Right, so now we've got the 3 now. So look, they're all separated now. So these are your incoming phases on this side. Okay, so now what we're going to do is quickly just check. But you'll find that it should be that one and that one, that one and that one, and that one and that one. So let me go get my meter. I'll check. Okay, I set that up on the video. So if we just look here, we've got the meter here. So this is set to continuity. So if you get your two connectors here, look. Right. So we put one there. So that's a winding. Now that one and that one. Yeah, that's a winding. And that one, yeah. Now, if for instance it's been wired up differently, you just have to keep doing this until you get the one. So I know that that's the winding there. That's the one in there. That's the one in there. Great. So that's so we now know it's like that, and that. Okay, right. So now what we can do is we just put these straps straight across here, like that. So we need to undo these nuts here, because these are the nuts on this side. So we'll undo those, and we'll just put these little strips just straight across there like that, and that should set it up for delta. They're all done. Make sure they're nice and tight, and you've got your spring washers on there underneath. So that's all linked up like that. So that's basically all we need to do now. So I'm going to put this lid back on like this, do that up tight, and then we can test the motor out. All right, that's all nice and tight. So let me go and get my variable frequency drive, and we'll plug into this and just check. Now we've also got to be really important with these, because it's it goes onto a hydraulic pump. Look, we've got to make sure that the direction of the motor is right. So what we're going to do is we'll check the direction of the motor, make sure it's the right way around, and if it's not, we'll change it, and if it is the right way around, I'll show you how you can change it. Okay, look, I've plugged in the variable frequency drive. That's plugged into the box here. And here's the motor. Now when we start this, obviously it's going to have a kick. Now this is going through a variable frequency drive, which is converted single phase to three phase. So this has got a slow ramp up, so this motor will start up slower. If you've just got this to straight three phase, it'll kick. It's going to have a lot harder start. So you need to make sure you hold that or have it mounted somewhere, because this could kick over. Okay, so let's just see if this little puppy starts. Okay, so I've set that right. I've pressed the start. I pressed the start button on that. If I press that, it'll ramp up. I need to hold the motor so it doesn't spin. So let me just press the start up. Look. There we are. The motor's going fine. Okay, so the motor's going fine, but the motor's going that way around. Right, look. And it needs to go that way around. So the motor's going that way around, and I need it to go that way around. So this is a perfect way to show you how to change the direction of the motor. Okay, so what you actually need to do, you need to change. You know, you've got your three coming that way. You need to actually change one of them over, swap them over, like that. If you do that, that will change the direction of the motor. Now, I've got some cool little thing. This is a cool device here, which is just simply a start-stop thing. But let me show you something now. Now I've taken the phase out, look, and if you see in there, you've got this red one here. Now what you can actually do with that, with a screwdriver, is I'm going to get a screwdriver in there, and we can turn that 180 degrees. So let me get a screwdriver and I'll try and show you what can happen. This is a really nifty device in here. Now you have to push down. It's very difficult for me to do it, but if I push down, look, then you can turn it like that. And you turn that 180 degrees. Alright, this is the last bit, look. So now that has turned those two around, which is exactly the same as what you'd have to, if you haven't got that on your box, you need to actually go into here and undo the screw, undo the nuts on two of those, and just swap them over. And then that should change the speed. So I've done that very easily there with a little screwdriver. So let me just plug that back in and we'll check whether this goes round. I need to go anti-clockwise. Plug back in there. I've pressed that, that's on. So let me just press the start up, and let me just press the start there. Well, look. Yeah, look, and that motor, as you could see, was going that way around, which is exactly the right way we need for that. So that motor now has been swapped from 3-phase 400 to 3-phase 230, and it's running off of a variable frequency drive, which is, I've got another video out on how to run a motor on a variable frequency drive. So basically we're running a 3-phase motor from single phase in here. So this is all good for me to put back on my log splitter tomorrow morning. So I hope this video has helped you. If you do need to just swap a 3-phase from 400 volts to 230 3-phase, or 230 to 400, if it's 230 to 400, you do the opposite way. You take them from that way and then you put them all in a row on the back, and she should go. Should go fine. Okay, hope this has helped, and always remember, you can do it.